Hello, everybody. It is 12:10, so good afternoon, May 3rd, Sunday. Woo, 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 woo. Just found out my frisbee is canceled for the day, which is a bummer because we like literally brought in a couple new people, like recruited a couple new people to come play, and their number one was complaint was that their last frisbee group was constantly canceling, and now the very first week their second week that they were going to play, we're canceling, but. So now I'm going to run it, right after I finish this. All right. So first things first, let's see if this stuff even works. So it's been working on uh, Chrome. So and this is, I believe we're working on Flashcard. So Flashcard wants to use continuous. So it's like this. How many electrons on a hydrogen atom? One. Right. So this is kind of a bummer, right? This doesn't work as well as I was kind of hoping that it would work different. I also tried using this on my phone with Chrome, and it did not work very well, um, which was very disappointing because I was hoping to build like this application for my wife in a few months called Clippy, where she'd be able to create with her phone, she'd be able to create um, like voice clips, but they wouldn't be voice; they would actually be text. But then she could use it to copy and paste things. And it looks like that is not going to be very useful if it doesn't work on the phone very well. But anyway, so as we see, it works in um, in Chrome fairly well. Let's see, voice. Let's try this. All right. Hello, world. Yeah, see, it's just not working in voice anymore. I mean, in Edge anymore. If you go to our logs, you can actually see the logs, and you can see that we get an error right here called network error. This is about when we would get over here. If you were to look at the logs, this is where we get this green one. And it says that. So, anyways, it is very disappointing. It's not particularly surprising. This is very bleeding edge software. All right, let's move back over into our. I don't even remember what we were working on our flashcards. Believe we were like doing UI. Next steps. Issue 16. Create a command bar across that will hold buttons. Is this flashcard? Wow. For now, we need a select prompt, which will put the focus on the prompt, and select response. Create flashcard, export flashcard, and remove flashcards. All right. So let's try this. NPM. I think we have to go into, is it UI, CD, flashcard builder, and then npm start. Right. So basically, I think what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a, right now, like if you go into our, is it editor.html? So we have our flashcard container, and then we have our prompt, and we have our response. But now we want to have like a whole navigation. I think that's what we had decided. Let me see if I can hit back. Yeah, next we need a command bar across the top that will hold the following buttons. So these are like for commands. So we're going to call this a command. Um, I can't even remember. Like yesterday, I think we were actually, oh man, that looks nice. So basically we want like a little bar that goes across the top here. And we'll have 5 buttons in it. And what is a good name for that? I remember we kind of had a very similar conversation yesterday for my other projects. Let's see, component naming suggestions. And we wanted, oh yeah, and then we ended up, yeah, see, I think control panel, toolbar, button panel, controls. Yeah, I think it's like control panel. This one is a little different because I think the other one we had kind of had like a set of buttons on the top and a set of buttons on the bottom. But this time we want like just a set of buttons right here, and then there'll be pop buttons, I think, inside of here maybe. Because the way I think it's going to work is like you'll be able to say words and then this will populate, and then I guess you'll select if there's more than one. If we have to use Google, which I hope we don't, but it looks like we might have to, we'll do it here first. I mean, then, well, we'll have to. Google returns multiple things. So either way, we need to get this working, whether using Google or Edge. But with Google, um, we get multiple responses back, and when we get our multiple responses back, um, like basically here, like this. See how we had one in one. So, you select one. How many like which one? How many electrons on another hydrogen bottom? How many electrons, atoms, question mark. Oh my gosh, why would we want the text question mark in there? So that's a new thing. So I don't even know. I think maybe that that was probably supposed to be an actual question mark. Um, that's hilarious because that is new. That was not happening before. So, anyways, you'd have two choices. You'd likely select the first one. If you had to select the second one, you'd select the second one and then alter it manually. And that's just how we're getting. But anyway, so this thing is, I think action panel makes sense. So I'm going to go with that. Although voice action, assistant controls, action panel. I think action panel actually makes very good sense for this one. All right, so now the way I like to do it, the way I like to do it. I don't like, and I'm practicing using this word, so I apologize. I'm not trying to be snooty or anything. Um, but I don't like the ephemeral nature of CLI commands. I don't like how you type it in and then there's no memory of that, of how you did it, where you did it, why you did it. It's just gone. You just now have the result of it. I like adding my scripts in here. Now, on most enterprise things, this would be thousands of lines, so you would not be able to do it. But that doesn't mean it doesn't matter. Actually, I want to call it flashcard. And see, that's one of the major benefits, right? I get to see what I named other things. Flashcard controls. And then the other one would probably be like, actually, I'm going to call it flashcard editor. So this is for the editor. Then there might be some prompt controls. There might be some response controls. Okay. Components, flashcard editor. And then actually, maybe it makes sense to call it controls. Controls. All right, because they won't necessarily always be buttons. I think that makes sense. See, so I've completely altered, and I completely altered what I was doing only because um, um, I saw what I'd done before. Otherwise, it would just be lost. It'd be lost forever. There'd be no close others. There'd be no. They would just be gone. It would just be gone. Be gone. All right. So, and I think it does make sense that it would be at the same level as prompt and response. All right. So let's go over here. npm run. Oh, we need to go into the right flashcard builder, into the right thing. Then npm run flashcard editor controls. And I do have to take a moment and just point out, like, that looks so nice. And I really didn't do a whole lot to make that look so nice. It looks nice. Well, I did do a whole lot to make it. I got Angular material working, which is no joke. But once I got Angular material working, just as a side effect, with not a whole lot of effort, you can make the UI just looks nice. It just lays out nice. I don't really know why. It just does. All right, so now npm. Oh, I already did it. Okay, flashcard editor controls, enter. And what I'm expecting it to be is a sibling to prompt. All right, so that's good. And so now inside of our editor, we want to import our controls. And the easiest way to do that is to go like this, come in here. Okay, yeah, because that's just called prompt. That's just called, I don't necessarily like that it's just called controls. I feel like there's such a chance that this will be like, actually, I want to see what happens. I want to see why that breaks. And I want to see how to fix it on a very low level, simple level thing. Over here, over here, and over here. And then we want to go in here and we just above the top here. I think we want to do it up here. Because I don't want it to be part of the layout, that layout right there. So I think it's controls. Did I not save? I did not save over here. So you gotta save that. Okay, so now I guess we want to go to Angular material. And we want like one of these sort of like something that goes all the way across. So we want like what is this? Chips? We don't want chips. People love chips. That's a really neat thing. I don't really ever use it though. I've never seen it used anywhere. The grid. Okay, that's a snack bar. That's like a thing that pops up. Oh, I see. What is this? A toolbar. I think that's what we want. We want a toolbar. So let's click in here. Let's go to our examples. Okay, this is weird. Overview. Mat toolbar. So this is a mat toolbar. They're all like, it's weird. I don't remember them all being like black. I guess it's fine though. I guess it looks good. I don't know though. Let's see, what else is there? Is there anything else that might work better? What is this? Button toggles. See, does that actually, maybe that does make sense. Maybe button toggles makes sense because like the toolbar, well, no, there was like 5 things I wanted to put in my, let's go to my README. I think it's in here. Yeah, select response, select prompt, select response, select prompt, select response, create flashcard. Yeah, see, I think create flashcard, export flashcards, and import flashcards. Yeah, so those actually all. Oh, and I guess that's the thing is maybe we need like yeah, we probably need list flashcards, but maybe that goes above, like maybe up here is where you'd switch back from list. I don't know. Probably you probably want like a whole list section. It's probably always showing actually. Oh Lord. Okay, so we want 5 buttons. They are not mutually exclusive. Like select prompt and select response are mutually exclusive, but create flashcard is not. Export flashcards definitely not, and import definitely not. Um, and then I guess the idea is like if we have a list down here, when you click on one, it would it, the it would show up. The question answer would show up here. I think that makes sense. Mhm. So, anyways, let's go back to here and try to figure out. See, chips is like for when you have multiple of the same. And these are icons. Paginator. I don't know if it's paginator or paginator. Ripples. See, select is really not what we're looking for, I don't think. Stack bar looks right because it's like, oh, look, it's that width, but it's not. It's got, I guess it's, what is this? Tabs. No, we don't want tabs because we want them at the same time. Yeah, it's definitely toolbar. All right. So here's just a regular app tab. It's got the matte toolbar, and then it's got 3 buttons, and it kind of has them in different directions. So let's go to TypeScript. All right, so we need our matte toolbar module. We'll probably definitely need the matte icon module and the matte button module. I guess, and they all go into the controls. So let's do that real quick. Let's just grab this. I just don't. A lot of times I like to kind of use this as a learning, practicing opportunity. I just am not in the mood right now. Don't know why. But and then icon module. I always like to have these on a different line because just here's just another just classic place where you can get like get conflicts on the same line that are just a pain in the butt to freaking work through. Um, whereas like when you have them on different lines, your chances of having a conflict go from like almost 100% to like maybe 1 in 20 times. Uh, and it's not like a very pleasant life experience. All right, so there's that. We're going to copy this, and then we're going to paste that. We're going to move this to here. See what we get. I don't even have the biggest idea what we're going to end up with. So I think that looks pretty good. And I don't like, I know that in the actual example that these sort of get spread across. Um, where is it? Oh yeah, see how these are over here and these are over there. And I was thinking that would get taken advantage of, but so anyways, let's get rid of our class and our area label. It's going to be really interesting to see how that works out. Okay, so this is my app. I don't want that because it's just literally a bunch of buttons. I don't want the spacer. Guessing the spacer is what pushed those guys to the right. And I'm just going to move these here. And then I don't want it just to be an icon. I actually want it to be, we have it, right? README. So the first one is going to be select prompt. Okay, that's pretty cool. There's a couple things that are very annoying about this one is that the button here doesn't line up like vertically with that. I think I'd normally handle that with like a div. So I'll put like a div in here. See what happens when we put a div in there. And I feel like the text is too big. And it's supposed to be a button. It's weird. It's not a button. But it says it's a matte icon button. I don't think that's the kind of button we want. So let's go to buttons. But maybe we do. Let's see how we do buttons with an icon in it. So something like this is what we want, right? Like an extended fab. Is that right? Mini fab outlined. I don't know. How about if let's try to go with a I don't know. I think I've been going with the outline button lately. I don't know why. So let's go to our outline button. Let's just grab this thing as is. Button outline basic. Just get rid of that. See how that looks. Oh, I like that. I actually like that a million times better. Okay, so this is select prompt. And then what if we don't have it outlined? And I don't know what the ideal way of changing this from, let's see, let's go look at our example. It's going to be down here, I think, filled. So I'm wondering, I'm assuming you put this filled. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, so basically I think that whatever, if one of these is selected, it'll be filled, but if it's not selected, it'll be outlined. So right now, neither are selected. So select prompt. Let's just make sure everything lays out nice. Select response. And then, I don't even remember. I know it was export, import. What was the other one? It was create. Oh yeah, create a flashcard. So basically, I think what this one will do is there'll probably be a list, and that list shows up on the bottom. And then import. So when you import, I think what's going to happen is we're going to get a whole new div that will have like a button that you can do like an upload with, or you can paste. You'll be able to paste all of them into like a big input box, like a JSON. Um, create response, and import, and then export. export. And then I guess we probably want a little bit of spacing in between them, but we probably want to handle that with some CSS. So come in here in our controls, and we'll just say a button has, we probably want margin, not padding. So margin is like around the outside and padding's on the inside. So actually, I'll just show you. Margin is 3px. So that'll add like 6 pixels in between each of them, and then 3 to the left and 3 to the right of the whole thing. And then if we were to make it padding, they'll still be touching each other. There'll just be more space inside of it. So if you look at like the select right there when I hit save, I don't know. That was weird. Padding 3px. So that was not what I expected to see happen, but maybe it already had more padding. It probably already had more than 3px of padding. Um, Button. It's kind of crazy how far down. So I'm actually just going to do this. Padding. This is something I do all of the time. 10px. And then we can hit the up button and just see how it gets bigger. See, as it gets bigger, and then as it gets smaller, it does this. And I don't know exactly. It's not acting exactly like I would expect a lot of things to act, but that is that. So we want margin of 3px, and that is around the outside. And margin is one of those ones that, like in this specific situation, when you're using angular material, you should be fine. You should be able to add a margin to sort of add space between it and other things. But as long as they're kind of standalone, but like let's say you had this inside of like one of the Angular material tables or inside of a form or something like that, then when you start messing with the margin, it can actually break things. It can actually, or it can make it to where like you won't be able to use certain features because things will start to overlap and touch each other and stuff. These elements and stuff, and it's just like one of those things that with experience you kind of understand the things that you can do. But so I think this one can be like if it's selected, it can be um, um, if it's selected, it can turn blue. If it's that, but so um, we'll probably say like if it hears the word flashcard builder select prompt, then it'll select this. Or maybe if I say flashcard builder, it'll highlight this. If you say select prompt, then it'll hit this button and then that'll be highlighted. And if you say select response, it'll hit this button and that'll be highlighted. And then anything you say after that um, until you say flashcard builder again will just keep writing inside of there. I don't know how that's going to work. I've never done that before. I'm just going to try it. I don't even know if selecting but it seems, but I feel like once I'm here, if I say allow this time, well, so if I'm just talking away like I am right now, then it wouldn't matter, right? Because nothing's been enabled. But then if I say um, flashcard builder, this whole thing will just get highlighted. And then if I say select prompt, then this will get clicked and then this will be highlighted. If I say select response, this will be filled and then that'll say highlighted. Um, and that'll be highlighted. And then if I say words, then they'll just keep um, filling out until hmm, maybe they'll be, I don't know what to do at that point. Because if you say done, then that's so I guess it'll just be like flashcard builder. Anytime you say flashcard builder, it'll leave anything and go back. And that's the whole idea. But anyways, happy coding everybody. Bye.